Hi, I'm John from Just Whisky. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. And what do you get for becoming a Patreon? Exclusive Patreon reviews. Okay? I do them occasionally, not on a predetermined regular basis. Anywho, today we're going to be talking about and reviewing the Bruichladdich Classic Laddie. I couldn't think of a better way to kick off springtime in New England with the aqua teal colored Bruichladdich with my semi-matching aqua shirt. I have to be honest, the catalyst for me revisiting the Classic Laddie was Jeff from Whisky. A few short months ago, he reviewed it, and it sparked a renewed interest in myself. And so check out Jeff's from Whisky's review on the Bruichladdich Classic Laddie and compare it to my review and see what you think. Something very interesting about the Bruichladdich distillery on the island of Islay in Scotland. They make non-peated, which is this Classic Laddie, and they make peated, Port Charlotte and the Octomores. The non-peated, they also make Islay barley and beer barley and organic barley offerings as well. But what's interesting is they have just been recently become B Corp certified. The letter B, Corp certified. And Bruichladdich is the first Scottish distillery to become B Corp certified. What does B Corp certified mean? It means that Bruichladdich has met the highest standards of social, environmental impact, public transparency, and legal accountability to balance profit and purpose. So Bruichladdich is the first Scottish distillery to achieve this accreditation, which I think is very cool. And it's one of the few Scotch distilleries that distill, mature, and bottle everything on site on the island of Islay. So it's a lot of hands-on local people harvesting the barley and distilling it, maturing it, and bottling it on site. So I think that's something to applaud, definitely. Okay, another thing, talking about transparency, what's really cool about Bruichladdich is on the back of the bottle in the bottom, okay, most bottles have a laser code. This one's very easy to read, even without a magnifying glass, because it's the teal painted or enameled bottles, okay? So this batch is 22/134. And if you go to the Bruichladdich website and type in the bottle code, which is 22/134 for this batch, it gives you the breakdown for what goes into this batch. And this batch here was bottled on June 13th, 2022. Okay. I'm going to go quickly kind of what's in here. And there's too many to really get into and heavily involved with it. But it's this batch that I'm reviewing is a vatting of 83 casks consisting of 4 different vintages and 6 barley types and 13 cask types. Okay. Out of those 83 casks, 45 of those casks are from a 2015 distillation. So more than half of this makeup is 7 years old. The other portion of that, they did not declare the distillation date on that. So we know there's more than half of this is 7 years old. We don't know what the other half is. It could be 3 years old, 4 years old. Who knows? Some of the cask types that they use, it's predominantly first fill ex-bourbon. Okay, that's the majority of this makeup, with a little bit of French oak first fill and second fill. There's some French Bordeaux second fill. There's one sherry third fill in here. And there's also a little bit of ex-wine second fill and some other various casks. But it's predominantly ex-bourbon with some second and third fill ex-wine in there and a little drop of sherry. Okay. So if you punch in that bottle code on their website, you can read in detail everything that's in there. Now let's get on to the review. Okay. This is a non-age stated. It is 50% ABV, non-chill filtered, no coloring added. It's an integrity offering. It retails in my area for around $60. Just about everywhere in my area, $59 to $60. Maybe it's a little bit higher in your area, but it's widely available in my area. Okay, now to the review. And the more patience you have with this, I'll be honest with you, before I saw Jeff from G Whiskey's review on this, we all see it all over the place, and I was hesitant because I've always thought it was, too young, too spirited after they discontinued their classic 10-year-old, okay? So, but I was pleasantly surprised. And if you give it a little bit of time and patience, you will be rewarded. Okay, so on the nose, vanilla, a little bit of cola. You're picking up some floral notes and some light, sharp, grassy notes in there, which is the barley sugar notes that are in there. So you're definitely picking up that hay grain barley kind of a note. It's very, very crisp and bright on the nose. A little bit of lemon. Okay, now for the palate. Very creamy, very viscous. It's a bit sharp. I think those oak spices and those barley notes are really prickling at your tongue. Okay, a bit nippy, but I wouldn't just make a wide comment saying, "Oh, this is hot." No, the first sip is kind of like shocks your palate, shocks your tongue a little bit. The second sip tells your brain to relax and enjoy what's going to be coming down the palate. This takes water very well. I've played with it before, the review with and without water. It takes water very well. The second sip, you're getting that slight sweetness, the dryness, the astringency, and a bit saltiness in there. Again, it's viscous, creamy, slightly sweet, sharp barley notes, oak spice, bit nippy. The finish is medium with a dry, slightly astringent finish to it. Overall, it's a very clean and crisp, refreshing, pleasant experience. Okay. The more you drink it, the more your palate acclimates. Those sharp notes kind of smooth out. And what attracts me to this is I've been gravitating more towards the pure essence of what predominantly ex-bourbon casks have to offer with minimal sherry influence. And so this really highlights what Bruichladdich are trying to achieve as far as highlighting what the barley can do. So in that regard, it's done very well. What would I score this? For the price, you can't go wrong. It ticks off all the boxes. For my enjoyment, I'll say it's a solid 86. The quality is certainly 87 or 88, but for my enjoyment, my go-to, which I'm going to be going to this, I have been going to this a lot, but I think 86 is a nice, respectable, solid score for this. I think we all feel the same way. It would be nice at some point to see a higher age statement on their core offerings. And again, if you go online and hunt, you can find even the bare barleys. You can kind of do the math yourself and figure out pretty close what they probably are. But it would be nice to see what a Bruichladdich 12 Laddie would be, you know. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's review. If you did, give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And consider becoming a Patreon for as little as $1 a month. So, hats off to you all, and happy springtime in New England. Take care, folks.